Hi guys, welcome back to another video where I edit in Lightroom. I'm doing the same thing I was doing last time, going from beginning to end, original to final edit. I did these first two bottom ones, excuse me, last time, and that was a extremely long video, and I apologize for that. I'm gonna try and make this one a little shorter, so I'm gonna do these next two. This one here on, let's see, do this one here, and then the next one up. Alright, and let's go ahead and get into that. And again, these have been set to original. This is the picture straight out of camera, uploaded straight to Lightroom. No editing done. So this one off the bat isn't that bad. Got a little bit of some good shadows over here on the right. It's a little bright over here on the left, on the inside of this tree. And the framing's a little bit weird, but I don't think I'm gonna really crop or do anything like that unless I feel it's completely necessary, which at the moment I don't. So, clicking auto. Okay, that took a minute to adjust. Right, let's see. It darkened it up a little bit, got rid of that brightness over here on the inside of that tree on the left. Okay, I'm gonna do a before and after. Yeah, okay. I mean, there's not a huge difference, but some subtle, but, you know, still noticeable differences. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and go into light and see what it did. Okay, it took down the exposure a little bit, which I was expecting. Contrast is at 7. Took down the highlights 61. Shadows 51. Whites 18 and negative 20 on the blacks. So I don't know, I think I'm going to try and bring out those shadows a little more because, as I've said, I love playing with the shadows. So that's what I'm going to do right here. Darken that up a good bit. And that does bring out those shadows on the right again. And you can see the spots of light shining through canopy of the trees onto the ground. Over here, you can see that a lot more. Alright, so I brought that down, what was it, 50 something? Whatever. Okay, anyway. I brought that back down to 23. I think it was 51. But I brought that down to 23. I really like playing with those shadows. You can see those spots of sunlight shining through a little more. I'm going to play with the whites in the picture real quick if I can. Okay, if I bring it up, it makes it way brighter. So I'm going to take that down a little bit and see what that does. Maybe. I'm just trying to study the detail in each part so I don't miss something. I'll zoom in a little bit here. Let's do before after. Okay, I think that's alright. Alright, so I brought that down to -4. Alright, and the blacks right now are at -20. So let's play with that and see what that does. If I bring it up, it takes away a lot of the shadows and the darker colors in there. So I'm going to go back down. It was -20 before. Let's take it down some more, see what it does. It definitely makes that tree on the left side stand out more. Sort of takes away from the rest of the picture, so I'm going to take that back to where it was. Nope, 20, not 19. Whoa, 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 come on now. There we go. Okay, so I put that back to where it was, -20. But now that tree still standing out a little more than I like. I'm super overly critical of stuff. Like, I'll take it and I'll look at it one time and be like, oh, that's a good picture. And then the more I study it, the more I don't like it. There are just certain things I'm like, oh wait, I don't know if I like this now. I mean, I really do love the shadows and all of that, but these two trees on either side are beginning to bother me right now. I might try cropping it at some point. Not right this second though. So I'm gonna move on to color. Let's see. Let's warm up the temp a little bit. That brings out the yellows. But it does make it... Oof. Oh wow. That's a big difference. Why does it zoom in when I don't want it to zoom in? Okay, this is before. And that's after. Definitely makes those greens a little more yellow. Which I'm not really mad at. Okay. We got the tint more towards purple in here. Let's bring that down a little bit and see what happens. Perhaps. Okay. It was at 30. We're gonna bring it down. Oh wow, that makes those greens really bright. Okay, if I have that at 2, that is a very green picture. You know what? I think I'm gonna do this. See what happens here. I'm not sure, to tell you the truth. I don't know if I like that or not. I don't know, I think that's just too green. Set it back to 30. Okay. Alright, this is before, and that's after. And if we go back and bring that back down, it's super green. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna leave that at 30. So, I'm thinking I might like this sideways view a little more too, perhaps. Alright, I'm gonna go back to portrait view here. Alright, so I'm gonna leave the vibrance alone, not gonna touch the saturation because we all know what that does. Alright, go to effects, not gonna mess with the texture. I'm going to dehaze a little bit here. Which dehazing tends to darken it up a little bit because it gets rid of any, well, haze essentially. Like if there was fog in the picture or whatever that I didn't want there, you know, it clears it up a lot. Like you saw in my my last one. If you go one way, it makes it really foggy. If you go the other, it takes it away. Alright, anyway, you know what? I'm gonna play with the vignette a little bit. Maybe darken the corners a tad. I don't know, maybe. Before has a really bright picture. Really bright lights in those trees and pretty bright greens. And then we darken it up a little bit. I like how you can see the detail in the trees a little more. Especially the spots on this one on the right. Alright, I'm going to yeah, I like darkening up those corners a tad bit. It brings the focus more to the middle of the picture. I think I'm gonna leave that one the way it is. So let's move on to the next one, since I am trying to make this a short one. Alright, a very muddy river. Slight little rapid area there in the middle. And a dark embankment on the other side. So let's go ahead and just do the auto settings. And that darkened it up more. Not sure why I darkened it up so much, but let's see what happened. Okay, it brought the highlights way down. I guess it took it out of that water there. But why? I don't know, maybe I'm seeing something wrong. Because it did bring the exposure up a tiny bit and the contrast. So I took away the shadows. I don't know. Let's play around a little more. See, I don't want it so dark, so I'm gonna bring the exposure up a little more. If it'll let me. Alright, so I brought the exposure up, and that made the embankment, you can see the embankment more, but it brightened up that water again. So I'm going to mess with the contrast a little bit here. I didn't want to do that. Let's see. Okay, it was at 6. I'm going to bring it up. Whoa, not that much. Trying to see the difference here. Up or down, up or down. Oh wow, that's a crazy effect. That's set at 0, so let's do a before and after here. Okay, yeah, that's way darker. That's the before, that's the original. And this is after, so yeah, that's a pretty big difference, right? Alright, so I think I'm gonna leave that contrast where it's at. I'm gonna leave that contrast set at 0. Brought the exposure up quite a bit more. Well, not quite a bit. It was at 22 and I brought it up to 78, so brightened it up a little bit more. I'm gonna leave the highlights alone because we don't want to mess with that too much. I'm gonna leave the shadows alone too because I just lightened it up. I don't want to darken it back up too much. Well, actually, I'm going to play with shadows a little bit and see what it does. And, okay, so we're at 53. Yeah, Okay, let's leave it at the say 53 because it just darkens that up way too much, and you don't get to see the details in the embankment of behind the trees and all of that stuff. So leaving it where it's at. All right, let's play with the whites a little bit here. All right, what did I have it set at? Whatever. Okay. Wow, that's fun. Okay. I don't want that too bright, so I'm gonna leave that at 20. Or 21. I don't know what it was at what before. Let's see. Okay, let's do before and after. Before, after. Ooh. My water is really blown out. I like the water to be a little darker. Maybe bring the whites down a little more. And down to 14. Let's see. Yeah, that's a little better, I guess. It's not quite as bright. Alright. Blacks I'm gonna leave alone. Not sure there's much else I can do with this. I'm gonna go back to the color. Let's see. Check on the temp here. Maybe warm it up a little bit. Maybe cool it down. Because I know warming it up is probably gonna make that muddy water look even muddier. Okay, wow. I was trying to be subtle, but okay. Here, let's warming it up a little bit. Yeah, it makes that look really muddy. Makes everything look really orange. So let's cool it down a little bit. I don't really like that though. It makes it look foggy and I don't know, I don't really like it. So let's set it back to where it was. Leave it right at that. Let's play with the tint because it's got a 19 towards the purple. Okay. This thing is just going crazy on me today. That's a little better. Just bringing it down slightly to 11 from 19. I'll leave the vibrance alone. Let's do one more before and after. Alright, that's before. That's after. Yeah, see, I like that a lot better. Let's see. Let's go into effects. I'm gonna try messing with the clarity a little bit. I don't a lot in these landscape type pictures because sometimes it messes with things I don't want it to mess with. It's not doing a whole lot. I mean, it is, but it's not doing anything that I like. So I'm just gonna set that back to 0. Alright, let's go with dehaze again. Oh yeah, that clears that up a good bit. Alright, 13. Alrighty, let's do before and after again. Again, when I'm doing the before and after, the before shows the complete original picture, and then the after is all the changes together. It doesn't do one by one. Okay, so this is before the original picture, and this is after. So, that actually came out pretty good. You can still see the shadows on the water, and the light coming through the leaves, all that, and you still have some nice detail in the water too. But it's not too bright and it's not too dark. I mean, There are certain parts that are a little bright, but it's not overwhelming in my opinion. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else that I'm gonna do, so alright, so we have 2 pictures. You've seen them before and after. Let me know what you think of both of my edits from beginning to end. Leave a comment, do the subscribe thing, the like, the notifications, all that good stuff. And be sure to check out my Patreon. It's $5 a month, which I might actually be adjusting here sometime soon. I don't have a whole lot on it right now, but I do plan on adding quite a bit of things in the next few days as of this recording. Alright, again, thanks for watching and listening. Let me know what you think. Thanks, guys. Bye.